I would advise that you guys get on PrEP, because honestly we are young and we love having fun, and we are not going to sit here and act like we don't have sex and sex say hi monate, because sex. Hey guys, my name is Sadie Brown and welcome back to my channel. I am going to be talking about PEP and PrEP today. I did a video late last year that was titled Myths and Misconceptions of HIV and AIDS, and on that video I kept on mentioning PrEP and PEP a lot, but I was not quite knowledgeable about PrEP and PEP, and I did promise you guys that I would do a bit of research and I'd come back and do a full video on PrEP and PEP. And yeah, the video is a bit late, but we are here now. Geja kota, and I'm having Fanta orange. So I formulated like questions and I'm going to be answering those questions, because also one thing I struggled with was getting to like understand how I was going to make this video without making it seem too classroom like. So I feel like if we do it in like Q&A format, it would work a bit better. So question number one is, what is PrEP? PrEP is an everyday drug. It's an everyday pill that people who are not living with HIV take to prevent themselves from getting infected with HIV. It is not something that it is something that is advisable that you take forever, like with an ARV. But if you feel like you don't want to be on PrEP forever like that, you can just be on PrEP on times when you feel like, let's say for instance you are in a relationship with someone who's living with HIV and you are not. It is advisable that you get on PrEP to prevent yourself from getting exposed to HIV infections. It is called pre-exposure prophylaxis and PEP is post-exposure prophylaxis. So with PEP, it is basically the same with PrEP, but you take it after exposure. So let's say in cases of maybe if you get raped, or if you just happen to have like a one-night stand, you meet someone at a party, decide to go home with them, and you guys don't use protection, you can go to the clinic and ask for PEP, and but you would need to go there like 72 hours after exposure. So anything after 72 hours it won't work. You would need to test for HIV first before getting on PrEP and before getting on PEP, just for you to know your HIV status before. The second question was, what is the big deal with PrEP counseling? PrEP counseling, like any other counseling for adherence to treatment, is important because you need to know the type of pills that you are about to get into. You need to know why it's so important that you get on these pills. You need to know the importance of them. So it is important that you get that counseling and you kind of gather as much knowledge as you can get to just know what it means to be on PrEP. I really want to eat, but I am just going in. The third question was, how long does it take for PrEP to start working? So you need to at least be on PrEP for at least 7 days before it starts working. So it's not something that happens like instantly, where you take PrEP and instantly you stop getting exposed to HIV. It only starts working 7 days into it. And PrEP does not protect you from, I'm so sorry, I feel like this was a bad idea. I just thought that it would be so cool for me to just sit here and eat my quota while answering questions about PrEP and PEP, but clearly I am failing dismally. PrEP does not prevent you from other sexually transmitted illnesses. That is why it's important that you still use condoms. Yeah, because genuinely it just protects you from HIV. and also it doesn't protect you from like unwanted pregnancies. So it is still something that you need to consider. Like using condoms is something that you would still need to consider even when on PrEP. Does PrEP provide other protection? As I mentioned, it does not protect you from other infections. So in as much as it protects you from HIV, it doesn't protect you from everything else that could be sexually transmitted. So you would still need to adhere to the regulations that you've been adhering to all this time. You still need to be on you still need to use condoms, and you still need to be on birth control if that's what you've been doing. What's the difference between PrEP, PEP and ART? So with PrEP, it's pre-exposure prophylaxis. You take it before exposure. So if you are about to get into a relationship with someone who's living with HIV, or if you're just a single person who's just about to get back into the game and you just feel like, listen, I mean, you just want to have fun, and you know, then it's advisable that you get on PrEP. With ARTs, they are a treatment. ART is a treatment, antiretroviral treatment. Is treatment for people who are living with HIV, so you need to have tested positive for you to qualify to be on ART. And then with PEP, it's post-exposure prophylaxis, which means that you would need to have been exposed to HIV. Maybe you need to have had unprotected sex with someone. Even if you don't know their HIV status, it is still advisable that you still go to the clinic and say, I need access to PEP. Yeah, and the combination prevention is basically what I was talking about, that it is advisable that you still use the condoms. It's advisable that you still use birth control. It is advisable that you still use, like, PrEP is not like a substitute to everything else that you've been using all this time. So it is important that you still use everything else that you've been using to prevent yourself from infections while also on PrEP. What happens if you take PrEP and you are HIV positive? It won't work. It won't work because PrEP prevents you from getting HIV. So if you're already HIV positive, then my stomach is complaining. It won't work. It won't work. Basically, that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to get on PrEP and you're going to feel like, hey, but now I'm HIV negative, so I can just do whatever because I am on PrEP. and you will just be deteriorating and sabotaging your own self. That is why it is important that people still get tested, like you get tested before you get on PrEP. PrEP does have side effects like any other treatment does. Your nausea, your diarrhea, and all those things. It does have side effects, but they are mild side effects, and after a while they go away, like any other treatment, like any other pill. So it's not even something that could stop you from wanting to get on PrEP. So that's we've reached the end of our Q&A sessions, and basically from me to you guys, I would advise that you guys get on PrEP because honestly we are young and we love having fun, and we are not going to sit here and act like we don't have sex and say hi monate, because sex is nice, guys. And the last thing we need, whether you are living with HIV or not, is to constantly be worrying about things like HIV infections while in the process of having sex. So get on PrEP. If you've been exposed to HIV, get on PEP. If you are living with HIV, start those treatments, start those ARVs, and just live your life as wonderful and as limitless as you'd like to be, and just be okay with who you are, and just take charge of your sexuality and your life, and let's just have fun. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please comment down below if you have any other questions about PrEP, PEP or ART, and please share my videos If you feel like there's someone you'd like to share this with, please share it with them. And please subscribe to my channel if you are new here. Thank you so much. I love you guys so much. I really thought that I would sit here and have my Gota and Fanta orange with you guys, but I was just out here answering questions, and now there is nothing else to say about PrEP, PEP and ART. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much. Bye.